represented, I believe, I don't want to speak for Mike or Dominic as the other two board members on the trust or on this board, but I believe they did the same as I did and gave it to John. And so we've done what we're supposed to do, and I just want to make that public so that the county knows they have to defend me. I don't care about the rest of you.
The city has to have served as well. I mean,
Yes.
But we don't cover them in our resolution. We only cover the 3 members appointed by
Right.
you as a board to be on that trust.
The trust itself,
Maybe you can explain it better.
the trust itself is not necessarily covered or defended by the county.
They're not.
No.
But the board members of that trust that serve on this board that were appointed by this board
Supervisor, yes.
are. I think I'm saying that.
But we're discussing here the response times based upon the various dates of service. And you and Mr. Chiara and Mr. Dybus and, well,
Whether the insurance company covers it or not, this
were
county's liable
served
to.
as representatives of the trust. So the trust's response time is measured from that date, or those
Yeah,
dates.
forget about the trust. I'm just saying that whether, it sounds like somebody was saying we didn't know if we were protected by our insurer as far as being covered. What I'm saying is, us 3 are protected. Somebody's got to cover us, defend us from the county, whether it's you, the insurance lawyers, or whoever. Because that's what the resolution says. I just want everybody to know that we did what we were supposed to do and served it back to the chairman.
I think we need a definitive answer from our insurance carrier.
Let me just say that I have made the insurance company aware of the relationship between the trust and the trust board members and the county.
Right. Somebody will have to cover us as county supervisors.
Yeah, I was,
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain that. I don't know if I did it right.
Well, I think the point you were trying to make is that you guys need to be defended.
Yeah, and we've done our due
And it's
diligence.
the county's
and
responsibility to do that for
And
you.
it's the county's responsibility to do that. Because of a resolution that was passed in April 12th.
okay, I was able to attend a few trust meetings, and I was not only shut out of, and you had the whole meetings in executive session, but one of the trust members broke the law and erased the whole meeting. So I don't support that as a board member. So now we're going to defend that board member's actions. I don't know, and I heard by my own ears the attorney saying certain things. So I don't know exactly what you're saying when you're saying that the county is supporting each of you
The 3 of us. That you appointed?
singly.
Yes.
I supported certain members and their actions?
Well, the board-
Absolutely
the
not.
board-
By passing the resolution.
By passing a resolution, the board supported our defense, is what I'm saying.
You voted to indemnify the former and the present trustees.
Well, and now there's a lawsuit. Okay.
You said, Mark.
I am, thank you.
So shall we let Mr. Landon ask for the extension? And
Definitely.
if another meeting is required after that, I mean, is this something you want in personnel or should it be under finance? I'm not exactly sure that it falls under it.
If we have to have another meeting, I will call a special meeting.
Better.
I don't think it would be a good idea to try to do this with our full board meeting. Obviously, there are some relationships and attitudes and et cetera that will come into play, so I'd rather not drag out a regular meeting by attempting to have this addressed.
Special meeting?
Right.
If I may, depending upon what plays out here over the next few days with regard to the issues of extension and the issues of the coverage or lack thereof, it may very well not need any further discussion a week from tonight. I'd like to communicate any developments, I think most appropriately to the chairman. And then the chairman can make that call as to whether it's necessary to have it as an item next week or at some other date. Does that sound reasonable?
It is to me. The only reason I mentioned is I'm going to be away, and if something came up in that period, a special meeting would certainly handle it, but if you wanted to put it under another committee, that would be okay too. So Doug is going to respond, ask for an extension, then he's going to inform the chairman from whatever he hears from the insurance company. Is there more that needs to be discussed?
I thought that I'd have that answer before, by the end of last week. I really did.
I mean, they can't, that's not fair for them to drag their feet.
Yeah, and I've made them aware of that, and they know that. They know that.
They're the ones that are going to get hurt.
It's an unusual situation. Well, yes, there's the, if they drag it out too long, they potentially expose themselves as well,
There are 4 claims.
right?
The first 3 are breach of contract. So are you saying that they're considering that, in our case, that breach of contract is covered? Or is it the 4th issue that possibly could be covered if the traveler's attorneys rule that they can cover us on the 4th claim? But the first 3, I'm pretty sure, are, we're not covered under, which is the breach of contract. And I think that, I think that you know.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm hesitant to go into too much detail about it right here.
Can I ask who's representing the city in this case?
Okay, so then, I'll make a motion, we go in executive session to discuss some further issues
Can we go?
related to litigation. No. Not gonna affect if the plaintiff hears
Who's
about
going
it.
into executive session? Committee or anybody who's here?
Personnel committee.
Everybody who's here.
Personnel committee. You're in personnel committee. This is not a full.
Okay. Gonna make a motion, the personnel committee go in executive session. Discuss pending litigation.
So the rest of the supervisors
Just
are removed?
just the members of the personnel committee?
No, I will say everybody who's in attendance at this committee meeting. Because we can invite whoever we want.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So I take the personnel committee, the chairman, and those others that are attending,
Of supervisors, not.
of supervisors, to go in executive session.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Really? So this is within the committee itself, the vote?
Yes.
Dominic?
Yes.
Tom? Quackenbush?
I'm gonna stick with my original no.
Vito is a yes.
Yes.
Mr. Jaira?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Okay. We're in executive session. That's a revolving door out there. Want the treasurer to stay? No. I can't go.
We didn't adjourn from your meeting.
We didn't, oh, we just came out. Yeah, that can happen real quick.
Let's do it right. Let's do it legally.
I gotta wait till everybody's in. They get mad
Trust
at
me, we want everything legal right now.
The paper got mad at me.
Motion to adjourn.
Committee, right?
Yeah. Motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
Yes, have a second. All in favor?
Who was the
Motion
second?
carried.
Aye.
Oh, here, I got it all warmed up here.
Got it stuck in his throat.
No. I got something stuck for you. I got a cold. One in Florida. I'm gonna turn 80.
Don't give it to me.
I'm gonna turn 84. Okay, I'll call the Finance Committee to order. Is there any items that any committee members want to discuss? If not, let's go on to the first resolution. Let me go on those. We have a resolution authorizing chairman to sign agreement with New York State Department of Taxation and Finance. It has a sponsor and a second, Michael and myself. Yes.
Could we allow Helen to speak for a minute on this? She's
Sure.
been here. Go on, just for a minute, just because you've been here.
Just tell us what it's about, because I'm wondering myself.
This is a requirement for the state, and look, they're replacing, eventually they will be replacing the 3-part form that's required to be filed with the deeds. It's not mandatory yet, but they're planning on making it mandatory by the end of the year. And this is an agreement that they want us, the county to sign with them.
Any questions? Yeah.
If it's not mandatory and it's going to be mandatory, is there any benefit to us jumping in early, or should we just wait till they make it mandatory?
This is the most efficient way to do it, it's barcoding. It stops all the middle nonsense of it going on in the assessor's
No
office.
additional cost?
There shouldn't be any additional cut. They're gonna give you some of this, aren't they?
Pardon me?
They're gonna give you some of the material needed to do this.
Yeah, but they haven't. I think they're waiting for the signed
Oh,
agreement.
okay.
Yeah.
So there's no additional
Because-
cost on this?
Because she told me that they wanted to get started in May or June, but they were waiting for the agreement.
Let's just move
This,
it.
if I may, not make,
Yeah, go ahead.
The RP 5217 is really an archaic document in this day and age. It's full of carbon paper and copies that are separated apart, and it's got to be either typed or handwritten. You can't do it on a computer now. You know, doing real estate work, it's really one of the last vestiges of the pre-computer age. And this is attempting to streamline things and bring them up to speed.
Thank you.
Move it.
Move it.
Go ahead.
Next resolution. Resolution amended 2013 operating budget, voter database server. Needs a sponsor. Tommy Quackenbush. Second, Michael. Guys, want to talk about it?
Well, basically, we're just going to be upgrading our computer system to be able to accommodate our voter database.
Okay, any questions? Move it, positive? Okay. Next resolution, resolution amendment 2000 operating budget. The sheriff needs a sponsor, Brian. Needs a second. Quacky. This is a grant that we already got. I think the sheriff is just looking to appropriate the monies. Buy some computer equipment, stuff like that. Move it. Next resolution is resolution assuming lead agency status under the seeker. Needs a sponsor. Brian, needs a second. Bill? Ken, you wanna?
Yeah, so the next couple resolutions deal with what we're doing as part of, there's a pool of dollars that were awarded to the regional council. There's actually $8 million awarded to the regional council through the Office of Housing and Community Renewal. And as part of that, a bunch of the counties are applying for various projects for funding. One of the projects that we are applying for is a micro enterprise grant program. We'd be applying for $200,000, and what this micro enterprise grant program would do would allow us to grant up to $25,000 to small businesses within the county. Under this program, small businesses are defined as 5 employees or fewer, so it's a really good program for some of the smaller mom and pops that we have out there that we really do not have any of the tools to help now, except for through a loan program. So that's what these two next resolutions detail. No, this would be a grant.
Any other questions, Ken, on this one? If not, what's the pleasure? Move it. Okay, so he's got a follow. What happened? Did I hear something? No. He's got a follow-up resolution authorizing chairman to sign a grant application. Needs a sponsor, Michael. Needs a second, Tommy.
Yeah, Chair, on this one, because time is of the essence and we're just getting notified about it shortly. We don't know what the cutoff time frame is going to be yet from DHCR because we haven't gotten the letters to apply, but we're anticipating that it may be before our next full board meeting in May. So if we could, I'd request from the chair of the Board of Supervisors, if we could potentially have the public hearing on that first Tuesday of May. I know there's.
You better have 10 days to advertise. So if you pass it on
I think I counted.
April, what's our board meeting date?
April 22nd.
10 days if you
No,
can.
23rd.
Situation that you
All right,
can't.
so, but then you gotta, the paper has to have 2 days notice before they can put the legal ad in.
Put that in there, Heather.
What's the date that you're looking for?
He wants to do it the first Tuesday, he wants a special meeting, it sounds like, right? Ken, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it would just be to hold the public hearing.
At all?
Why can't you do it in anticipation? Just give you authority.
The 14th, too late.
We could, I mean, if we could, yeah, we'll try the 14th, we can do the 14th, I guess. Like I said, it's up in the air right now, Chair, as far as when they're gonna start this.
So we're going to insert the date, 14th?
14th of May at 5:55, 5 minutes prior to the start of the committee meetings.
Okay, Ken?
Yep.
All right, it's a pleasure, move it. Move it. Good. Next is resolution authorizing occupancy tax reserve allocation. Needs a sponsor. Michael, needs a second. Brian? Ken, you can start. Dusty, you can follow him, right?
Sure, whatever you need.
We, I think we discussed this at the last meeting in relation to the special request from FMCC. We did meet with a couple at Supervisor Connington and Supervisor Stagliano was there when we were going through the applications we received. One of them was in relation to FMCC's Regional Arts Festival that they want to put on. It wouldn't occur until next year. However, some of the funding that they're trying to leverage requires them to get commitments from different entities before that time. And I believe you've had something coming up short that you have to apply for.
We do. Early May, there's a federal grant program from the arts, and then we can get up to $10,000 to launch this kind of an arts festival for a regional arts festival, particularly in rural areas. And we want to go for that. Having that commitment would be that match piece that we need.
Yeah, and what we suggested here is that this would potentially come from our occupancy tax reserves, which there has been over the course of the years. There's excess reserves in there that we, won't be allocating or utilizing in 2013. And I talked to the county treasurer, and he said that there wouldn't until any type of budget amendment at this time.
Okay, Bill?
Chair, just one question. The reason you're tying it to the occupancy tax is because of the tourism factor?
Yeah, that's, you want to explain a little bit more how big you anticipate?
We anticipate, we're trying to work with all the small arts groups that are in our region and bring them to one large arts festival on campus. We think the quad is a great area to have vendors. We could have performances in the theater. We can have performances in our new Raiders Cove. And we think we can make a really attractive weekend that we can bring a lot of people from out of the area here as part of a tourism initiative for the region.
One other question,
Yeah, go ahead, Bill.
Sean, do you know what that reserve stands at approximately?
Don't quote me on this, I think around 50 to 60,000. I think, wow, somewhere in the 30 to 50,000, I believe. I don't have it. We took a little bit more this year, though, with regards to the local tourism grant awards.
The only reason I asked is I remember we were having trouble collecting there a while back. I don't know if that's changed or not.
That's still an issue.
Okay, Bill?
Thanks.
Any other questions? I think the day that we looked it over, I think Larry and I both thought that it was a worthwhile project, but the discussion came up that really, that it had to go to in front of the board in order to make this future commitment. So, what's the pleasure of the committee? Move it? Move it, Bill?
That's okay.
Next resolution, resolution amending 2013 operating budget, New York State Environmental Protection Fund. It needs a sponsor. Brian, second. Tommy? Anybody have an idea what this is? Sheldon?
This is just, back in 2010, we were awarded this lump sum money for the river basin business management program. And what it is it goes through soil and water. It's on a, soil and water spends it first, and then it's we reimburse them back. We're like a pass-through to soil and water, and this is what's left, what's left of that money, which hopefully going to finish up this year. It's a carryover of a grant.
It's a good thing, Chair.
Okay, anybody got any more questions? No, what's a pleasure? Move it?
Move it.
Move it. Okay, last resolution is a resolution approving the abstract of audited claims. I'll make that motion. Is there a second? Michael? All right. What's the pleasure of the board? Move it?
Move it.
Move it? Anything else coming from the committee? If not, is there a motion to adjourn? Michael? Brian? All in favor? Aye.
Yeah,